Oh no, I'm not brave enough for politics.
Hello there. Since I can always find a way to relate my real life to Star Wars, I've been thinking a lot about Star Wars politics lately because of the recent US election. Star Wars politics take a huge inspiration from real life politics. George Lucas definitely did his history work before creating the saga. The politics of Star Wars explore power, corruption, manipulation, and the rise and fall of the Republic and the terrible Empire. Many people say that there's a little too much politics in Star Wars, but I think Star Wars politics just complete the story and add a whole nother level of depth, as well as providing a backdrop for the whole story. You'll find the most Star Wars politics when watching the prequels. To me, they're pretty complex, and I'm probably not the best person to explain it to you, but I watched this video a couple months ago, and it really brought them to my attention and explained and put everything out in front of me in a pretty understandable way. While I may not be the brightest when it comes to the political systems, I do know quite a few politicians. Each play a major role in one of the turning points in the Star Wars story, but some have things that put them above the rest. I'm going to take a look at a select few Star Wars politicians and see which ones are superior or not superior based on a 1 to 5 star ranking system. Hopefully I do this alright. I'm not brave enough for politics.
Oh no, I'm not brave enough for politics.
Starting off with Senator Mon Mothma of Chandrila. Any senator who risked their life for the rebellion should automatically be 5 stars. Yeah, but Senator Mon Mothma was a major factor in the creation of the rebellion. I understand how she could seem sort of insignificant to you if you've just seen the OG trilogy or maybe a little bit of her in the Clone Wars, but her story in Andor is just amazing and it goes so deep and you'll really start to appreciate her. She did amazing things, but some of her qualities aren't quite up to the level of some of the other politicians I'm going to mention, so I'm going to give her 4 stars. Still amazing, but not like quite up there. Then is Senator Orn Free Taa. He's a Twi'lek and the senator for Ryloth. I'm sure he did some good thing in his time in the Senate, but overall he's just pretty greedy and corrupt and just kind of not the type of senator you want representing your system in the Senate. He wasn't totally evil, so I'm gonna give him 2 stars. When I asked you all what politicians I should recognize, one of you said Jar Jar, but not just Jar Jar, Darth Jar Jar. In the prequel trilogy, Jar Jar becomes kind of like a representative for Naboo. I don't think it's canon that he's Darth Jar Jar, but in my mind, Darth Jar Jar would be 5 stars for sure. I kind of love Jar Jar despite how annoying he is and all the hate he kind of gets. Maybe Darth Jar Jar did a kind of average job of filling in for Padmé in the Senate and doing his job. I'll give him 3 stars. But I love you, Jar Jar, and Darth Jar Jar. If you've never watched any animated Star Wars, you haven't heard of her, but Riyo Chuchi is up next. She is the senator for Pantora. Along with many of my subscribers, I think that Riyo Chuchi is just an absolute queen, even though her title is senator. She fought for the rights of our clone boys, and the fact that she cares so much for people that other politicians treated as items is just amazing. Anyone who has a heart for the clones, I'm automatically just gonna love. To add to that, her character design is just gorgeous, and they did a great job with her looks and personality traits. 5 stars. Senator from Naboo, then Chancellor, then Emperor Palpatine. I can't believe how much power this guy gained just throughout the prequels. The Anakin's friend Palpatine may have gotten a couple more stars, but the man who pulled Anakin into the dark side and caused a whole lot of devastation isn't gonna get as many. I'm not gonna give him 1 star though, because I do respect how complex of a plan he had. I just think it's amazing that this one man could literally take over the entire galaxy. 2 stars for Sheev Palpatine. You've definitely seen this guy next to Palpatine, Amedda. He was the vice chair of the Galactic Senate and sort of filled in for Palpatine when he became more absent as he became Emperor. He never really did anything that stood out to me, but he seems like a loyal aide to Palpatine. I'll also give him 2 stars. And you know I couldn't make this video without including Padmé Amidala, youngest queen, and then senator of Naboo. There's just too much to say about Padmé. She's probably one of the least corrupt members of the Senate and pushed back and led movements that often kept the Republic from taking a wrong turn. She was also skilled and very well trained with a blaster and saved the Republic not only from her Senate chair. And she was just such a catalyst in so many events for the prequel trilogy. She also gave birth to the most beloved characters in Star Wars, Luke and Leia Skywalker. Padmé did a little bit of everything and she did it the best. She was a very important part of the Republic. 5 stars. Then is Nute Gunray, a Neimoidian and supporter of the Separatist cause, who never really did anything noble or likable. 1 star. let's talk about Bail Organa. Bail was pretty cool. He made just seem like a side character, but he was a super trustworthy senator, keeping the Republic a good republic. He often sided with the good judgment of Padmé and had good relationships with Jedi. The moment that made me really recognize Bail as a senator was in Tales of the Jedi. He noticed Ahsoka and gave her the support and the opportunity to be a part of the upcoming rebellion if she wasn't quite done fighting yet. Bail also adopted and raised Leia Organa, who I'm not going to include in this ranking, but is another 5-star politician. Bail was a super important part of the Senate. 5 stars. Finishing it off with Duchess Satine Kryze of Mandalore. If you're not familiar with her, she is the sister of Bo-Katan Kryze. She ruled Mandalore for quite a bit in the prequel trilogy era, all before the chaos with Maul and Death Watch. She had very close relations to Obi-Wan, which made us attached to her because I think we're all attached to Obi-Wan. Although she was a great character and so much more than just the ruler of Mandalore, I'm gonna give her 4 stars. I love Star Wars politics because they help make Star Wars feel so much more real and help me connect the real world with this galaxy far, far away. And I just think it makes life and just watching Star Wars a lot more interesting when you can make these type of connections. I'm a believer that every part of Star Wars that George Lucas crafted together is perfect and just how it's supposed to be, and I would not change the politics in Star Wars at all. Also, random shout out for E.T. being a senator. I'm sure I missed some amazing or really annoying politicians. You can comment the ones that you think deserve mention. May the Force be with you. See you next time.